Hello there. Today I want to tie one of these. This is the Hilo fly. It's a fairly easy fly, and one of the flies that I've been using for the longest time. This was actually the first fly I ever caught pike on, and really it was just my go-to fly for a lot of years. So it's not that difficult. Some silver flash, some big fly fiber, and some craft fur, and basically that's it. In the beginning, or originally, this fly was tied with ram's wool, but I cannot find a good stock of that. So basically, we're gonna do it with craft fur instead. First off, I'm gonna tie down a small bundle or fairly decent sized bundle of big fly fiber. And as I said, it's fairly easy. It's big fly fiber, silver flash, big fly fiber, silver flash, a hackle of craft fur. This is a bartless hook. I like the bartless hooks very much because I love pike. So basically, I want to do them as little harm as possible, whilst still catching them. Of course, I know that's kind of like a a contradiction there. Then I'm gonna take some silver flash, holographic magnum flash in silver. Just gonna take and do like this, so it's not completely uniform in length. Also, when I double it, I'm gonna do so it's not completely the same length, like that. Just gonna tie that again, just on top of the hook, like I did with the big fly fiber. Just on top of the hook, that's fine. Apply some thread, loads of it, like so. Cutting off all this crap I don't need, like that. And then I'm gonna get another bundle of big fly fiber. This is actually the fly that I've caught my largest pike on. I've had several nice pike on this one, and my largest was 1.24 meters. And that was unfortunately some years ago, but I've had a lot of big pikes on this end, and for some reason this pattern was basically the only pattern I was fishing with for quite a long time before I started expanding my pike fly tying and using a lot of different materials and discovering different things and stuff like that. Then basically this was okay, we go pike fishing. Yeah, do you have enough hilos? Yes, I have enough hilos. Okay, let's go. Not too much fuss there. And I tied this in all kinds of different colors as well and stuff like that, but basically this white and red one was the go-to one, and still red and white is a very great color combination. The last pikes I caught, I actually caught on something very similar to this, but only on a tube. So again, take some silver flash, rinse and repeat. Do exactly as before. Yeah, I'm gonna tie this a bit further up, right around there, I think. So even though this is old school and easy, and doesn't take advantage of a lot of the new stuff that is around and stuff like that, it still is a good looking classic fly that really is. It's actually nice to tie this again because it's been a while since I've done some of these. What happens there? Oh, it's just one stranded flash I hadn't caught. Like so. And basically what we want to do now is to make a whip finish. No, not a whip finish. Make a dubbing loop with craft fur. So I'm making a dubbing loop. Make sure this is approximately about 15 centimeters, something like that. That will do the trick. And then take your thread all the way up to your tungsten bead, like so. I'm gonna hang this off to the side, and then I'm gonna get me a bundle of craft fur. I should have had my brush. I cannot find my brush. Where did it go? It's gone. I'm gonna go without it. So basically, the red craft fur here, you want to have a big bundle of this that can fit inside your dubbing loop. So I'm gonna take me a nice bundle of this. See, what I try to do is I try to find a bundle that will suit me, like so. And then I'm gonna hold all the tips here. Then I'm gonna cut off underneath my fingers. Like that. And for this, a long pair of scissors can be nice. And what you want here is, and what's important is that you get the ends of these to be approximately the same length. And then I hold on to this, and I really, because there's a lot of crap, a lot of stuff you don't need that will simply just make your head bulky and heavy, and you really need to weed that out. You can even take your brush, if you have something like that, and cut out and make sure you get all that stuff you don't need. That is gone, like so. So now I have basically kind of like, you know, the the hairs of one of those troll figures. And then I'm gonna cut off the ends, so I have a completely straight, or almost completely straight ends here. Then I take my dubbing loop here, and I place this inside here, and then I distribute it. And this can be quite tricky because you need it to be distributed. You need it over a larger area, but you also need it not to be too much on top here. You need to have it as much as possible that's inside here, and not, you know, on sticking out like stumps on the other side of the loop, because that will create some nasty, annoying bundles that will not work well. That will simply just, you know, basically I almost said fuck it up, because that's what it will do. So I almost said fuck it up. Almost, you heard? Almost only. Then you turn your... This is tricky, so I was quite relieved there, because this can be tricky. You see, now I have this very, very wide brush here that really is nice and works well. And then I need to pull all the fibers out here in order for this to be as good as it can be. So basically, I'm just gonna take my dubbing needle here and just pull a bit out of this. And of course, you could have added some flesh and stuff like this if you wanted to, but for this, the original part of this one, there was no flesh in here, only in the tail, and there will be enough flesh in the tail for this to look good. I just did this video in Danish as well, and I must say this English one, it went rather better than the Danish one. Maybe it's just because it's been a little while since I've done this. Yeah, let's say probably that's why. So basically, I take all of this, and every time I turn this, I try to fold it backwards before I turn it. Hold everything back here. Distribute. Hold back and turn. And if I hit the camera, then I'm sorry, but you know, I got a tie. That's something I cannot avoid. Like so, and then every now and then you can simply just, you know, take a dubbing needle here and simply just gently pull out some of these fibers that are entangled here, because they will be. Like so. that. I'm gonna tie this down all the way up here where the eye is. No, the tungsten bead, like so. And this way you will get a fairly bulky head that's actually do not absorb too much water, because I'm just gonna do the finish now, and I'm gonna show you. Like that. You'll get a head that looks fairly bulky, and is fairly bulky, but without being heavy. And it will have a lot of movement. It will look great in the water, and well, basically has all the things you're going for, you're looking for in a pike fly. Get out of here! God damn it! Annoying big fly fiber. But it is, you have to pick this out in due time. You have to spend a little time just pulling these fibers out here, because they will be quite entangled. But the effect in the water, and it's also fairly durable, because it's inside the dubbing loop. So this is a fly that can last for quite a lot of pikes before it's completely bitten. And of course, I should have done that whilst tying. Add some super glue along the way. I didn't do that, but basically, if you really want to, you could basically just do it now. Hold this back, and then just smear that there with super glue. That would work and would do the trick. Otherwise, the fly here is done. And as you can see now, it's really outrageously long. And I'm gonna do something to rectify that. You could fish it like this. That would be probably would be very well as well. But I think this is a bit too long, so I'm gonna trim it a bit down, like so. There's about 25, something like that, centimeters. And well, basically there you have it. Fairly easy, fairly inexpensive, but really powerful and well working pike fly. Also quite a beautiful pattern, actually. Well, thank you very much for tuning in.